Good morning. Now, VinFast stirred imaginations with the launch of its compact VF2 priced at around US $7,000 in Vietnam. Now, in Singapore's context, that would be a dream come true. So let's talk about the news of the day, and that's a big one, geopolitics. We've got the threat of tariffs looming, with President Trump set to impose broader duties across dozens of economies by Friday. And then there's tensions in the Middle East and curbs on rare earths. Tell me, how do companies like VinFast sustain operations in a volatile environment like this?
Wow. Okay. First of all, I think thanks very much for having me here at the conference. We are indeed quite excited about the VF2. In Vietnam, only after 3 days of launch, we've received nearly 29,000 orders. So we are very excited about this vehicle. In total, VinFast actually has a lineup of 16 different four-wheel vehicles and 15 two-wheel vehicles, as well as 3 bus models. So in total, the entire fleet is fully electric vehicles. And as you can see, we are very committed to the sustainability drive. As a company, when we look at the geopolitical volatility in the world today, including tariffs, we have done several things to ensure that we are invested for the future. I think in terms of manufacturing, first of all, I think in terms of manufacturing, not only do we have manufacturing in country, but we've also invested in manufacturing hubs and in future to be positioned as export hubs in India as well as Indonesia. Because Southeast Asia is one of our main driver for growth. Besides manufacturing, we're looking at localization of sourcing. So the supply chain needs to be sourced, if not locally, then within the region. When we started VinFast EVs VinFast at all in 2017, there was no automotive industry that's local in Vietnam. So a lot of the equipment, the parts are brought in from overseas. Today, excluding the battery, 75% of VinFast parts are actually sourced within Vietnam. So we've basically built up a very vibrant, robust local supply chain network. And as we expand internationally, that's what we are trying to do as well. We work with our domestic partners to go with them overseas so that we become more flexible when we source for parts and we try to supply to each of the market. With a broad EV lineup that I mentioned earlier, when we go into each market, then we do a lot of surveys, we do a lot of market entry studies, and we select within our portfolio what suits the local markets the most.
How does this localization help you cope in this tariff environment? Does it help?
Yes, I think with taxes rising, especially for imports and export, it does reduce the cost of ownership or the purchase price first for customers when they purchase vehicle that has a higher local content. Right, so definitely producing locally not only improves on time to response, manufacturing time, like I mentioned, but also lowers the purchase price. On top of that, I think to lower owning EVs is lower in terms of total cost of ownership for the customers because of lower maintenance costs. And last but not least, I think we also try to provide better sales after sales to bring down again the total cost of ownership for the customers.
VinFast has got grand plans in the US, and a lot of these tariffs are coming primarily from the US. Could you tell us what are your plans for the US in this current environment? Are you going to try and ramp up production there? Because I do know as well that North Carolina in May sued VinFast over downsized as well as delayed plans.
VinFast, I think at the moment has sales, in various parts of the world, including North America and the US. We have manufacturing plants, and I think we are also producing in these manufacturing plants in the rest of Asia as well. For the US, I am unfortunately unable to comment. And so, but I think our plans for sales in the US basically stays on course.
Okay. Fair enough. I guess given that it's a live lawsuit, there's a limitation on what you can and cannot say. Can you talk about rare earths? China has implemented curbs on rare earths, and that obviously has got an impact on EV makers because a lot of rare earths goes into the batteries used. Where does VinFast stand on this, especially given that Vietnam has the world's second largest reserves of rare earths? Does this pose less of an issue for you?
I think the broader Vin Group is a conglomerate and the largest one in Vietnam, as you probably are aware. I think at various parts of Vin Group, we are investing in metals, we're investing in sustainable energy, and resources is one of the things that, I'm aware that Vietnam has a very big resource. But I think potentially we could look into that in the future. For VinFast, at the moment, we source our batteries from several suppliers, and within our company, we comply with the relevant, environmental as well as ESG standards.
Okay. Are you planning to step up production in Vietnam, for example?
I think in terms of raw materials, I'm not aware of. Yeah.
Okay. We touched very briefly on tensions in the Middle East, and that's caused, very volatile oil prices, and it's impacted all of us in some way or other, be it electricity prices or pump prices, as well as a supply chain. How is this impacting consumers who are thinking, should I take the plunge and buy an EV, and how are you pivoting?
I think tensions around the Strait of Hormuz clearly have been one of the stronger drivers in the recent months for EV adoption, not only in the places where there is such tension, but throughout the world. In many of our target markets, oil is still a primary import in terms of energy uses. And this has kind of clearly driven consumers to look at EVs as a viable option for transportation. In Indonesia, BEV sales is increasing. Our market share, or rather our monthly sales in Philippines have also seen monthly record highs. In Vietnam, I think it's a bit slightly different for VinFast, especially because we've become the #1 selling brand across EVs and ICE since September 2024. And today our market share is heading towards 40%. Our sales in Vietnam have been fairly strong, and the government have, kind of encouraged EV adoption in transportation. So I would say, broadly speaking, the transition towards EV benefited not only from regulatory push around the world, but certain volatilities as well.
All right. Sounds like a pretty rosy picture there. And your chairman at Vin Group has talked about the break-even point for VinFast. If I remember right, in April, he pushed it back to sometime next year rather than end of this year. Given the picture that you just painted, are you likely to hit break-even point sooner rather than later, perhaps?
Yes, I think we're on track to break even in Vietnam by 2027. And in international, and as a company as a whole, I think we're working very hard, as I mentioned earlier, on the portfolio lineup, as well as volume increases, which ultimately will improve the bottom line.
So break even in Vietnam by 2027. What about VinFast as a whole?
Will be shortly after Vietnam.
Okay. So we're still looking at 2027, perhaps?
I think in a couple of years is, I think, what we're working towards. Yeah.
Okay. You talked about how VinFast was founded in 2017, and it's got the tagline, "The future of electric mobility has arrived." in less than a decade, you've got footprint in Asia, in India, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, Europe, Middle East, and North America. Very ambitious and very bold. And of course, along the way, VinFast has faced some challenges as you race across the globe, even as consumers elsewhere have embraced VinFast. We've talked about the lawsuits, of course, and which you can't mention, and it's understandable. Do you think these are teething pains, or was the expansion overly aggressive? And what's the key takeaway for investors and the markets out there?
Well, I suppose we, as an organization, don't take on easy tasks. But I think the achievements that we've made is, I think also sometimes is, something that we try to encourage ourselves as we move forward. For example, I think in the first half of 26 this year, EV sales for us grew over 70%, I think nearly 80% year on year. Mm-hmm. Two-wheel sales grew nearly 300% year on year. And I think it is not just this year that we've been growing. I think in the past years, since when we first started the switch from ICE vehicles into EV vehicles, our sales have increased, in terms of times, not percentages. Despite the fact, or because of the fact that EVs is also fast growing, in terms of total passenger vehicle, this sales is still, sales growth for VinFast is still very impressive. We've localized innovation, R&D. I mentioned earlier there wasn't, an automotive industry within the country. Today, we basically have proprietary innovation and R&D, new platforms for our new vehicles. And this shortens the product development time as well as the cost to bring to market all of these products. Because of VinFast and within the ecosystem of Vingroup, we've also launched new technologies like charging, power generation that is sustainable and green. So I think some of these achievements that we've done in less than a decade is something that spurs ourselves and our investors on.
Right. And given the lessons and the takeaways over the past decade, how is VinFast trying to refine its international strategy, perhaps? Are you going to be focusing more on certain key markets and perhaps, maybe scaling back or rethinking others?
Well, I think broadly speaking, again, EV sales or EVs as a percentage of passenger vehicles is fast growing. And we as an organization definitely want to capitalize on this trend. I've mentioned also a broad product portfolio that starts from, like you mentioned, 7,000 MSRP per vehicle to one that's about $200,000 or even higher. And also a breadth of two-wheel vehicles. In the markets that we are growing very fast today, demographics, incomes, etc., are also similar to our home markets. Right. And last but not least, I think we have a very unique ecosystem strategy, whereby within VinFast or the adjacencies of the mobility ecosystem within Vingroup, we have charging, we have robotics and things like that. So we are also actively looking for these opportunities in markets where we expand.
Great. So could you tell me more about these opportunities? Are you looking at organic growth, or are you looking at mergers and acquisitions, partnerships?
Well, I think first of all, we look at the market and its potential, and whether we have, and if we do not yet have, then we try to innovate products that suit the market. Then, partnerships, M&A, or organic growth are all of the tools that we use in order to head towards those markets.
Okay. I'm sure the bankers in the audience would be very keen to hear that, VinFast is looking at all of the above. I'm sure you'll be getting lots of pitches very soon. So tell us, across the globe, which region has the most potential, either for, organic growth or partnerships, or more importantly, I guess, M&As?
It started with sustainability and M&A.
Well, it's also about, sustaining the business.
Of course, yes. Well, I think Vietnam being our core home market, I think we are firstly working with our sister companies in a lot of interesting things, testing, autonomous driving, pilot testing autonomous driving in some of our ecosystem. And then so that's sort of the place where we innovate a lot. Beyond Vietnam, then Asia, where we've invested organically in at least two factories in Indonesia and India. Both factories are already producing and have room for more phased development and expansion. And of course, I think beyond Asia, we have sales through dealerships in North America, Middle East, as well as Europe, so on and so forth. And in all of these markets, there's also, of course, places that we look out to try to localize manufacturing. So yeah, I think those would be the priority regions that we look not only for manufacturing, but also partners that help us bring products to the end consumers.
Okay, manufacturing, that's an interesting one. VinFast is selling to factories in Vietnam to try and cut some $7 billion in debt. Are you on the path towards building more factories on a net basis, given what you just mentioned?
Well, I think given the total volumes that we are heading towards and given our proven growth, indeed, we are looking at increasing manufacturing capacity. What we did in Vietnam, and the transaction has already been closed, is to sell our manufacturing arm in Vietnam in order to move towards a more asset-light, R&D focus, product development focus, sales distribution focus, OEM model that I think many brands, not only within the EV OEM world, but also in consumer electronics production are moving towards. So the liability that we managed to move off balance sheet was also a benefit for us in consummating that transaction.
All right. Let's pivot back to sustainability. How does the manufacturing, moving towards OEM and an asset-light model, how does that fit into the sustainability puzzle? Does this help in the sustainability of, say, for example, lowering your carbon footprint?
Well, I believe that to the extent that we invest in new factories, we comply with international standards. The first factory we built in Vietnam was actually related to the first ECA using German and Austrian technologies in Vietnam as well. And as we invest in new factory with modern standards, that should help towards more sustainable manufacturing as a whole. When we transferred the factories in Vietnam, we ensured that our acquirer complies with all of those standards, and we, as an off-taker, also have all of those requirements in mind. So I think as we invest and as the organization move forward, we're committed to sustainability as a whole, and that not only is an environmental objective, but it's also about energy reliability, as well as new innovation, new R&D, which is what excites all of us, isn't it?
Okay. Well, I'm sure we've got lots of exciting plans coming up from VinFast, and I would really love to continue this conversation, but the time is up for us. So, ladies and gentlemen, as much as we like to continue this conversation, can you please join me in a round of applause for Anne?
Thank you. Thank you, Andrea.